People keep coming up towards me and ask, who is Tom Kha Kai and how can I meet him? I look up at them and say, who the hell are you people and how did you get into my apartment? And while I kick them out, I tell them, Tom Kha Kai is not a person. It's this beautiful coconut soup with so much flavor and it's so delicious, you want to make this forever. So let's get cooking. Now the traditional Tom Kha Kai soup has chicken and fish sauce in it, but since I'm a vegetarian, I'm going to prepare a different version of this. The ingredients are similar and in the end, it'll be just as wonderful as the original. So in order to make a Tom Kha Kai soup, we are going to need some lemongrass. And lemongrass is not only distinguishable by its lemon-like fragrance, but this fucker is tough when you're trying to prepare it. But no worries, I've come across a trick or two how to deal with this ingredient. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut off both ends of the stem and gently slice across it. Now once you've done that, you'll be able to break the outer layer of it. Be left with the inner part, and it'll be much more easier to cut. In the next step, we're going to take something heavy, preferably a kitchen roll, and smash the living hell out of it. That way, the oils can be let out more easily, and you can cut it into nice little pieces. In the next step, I'm going to be preparing the galangal root. Now it might look like ginger root, it feels like one, and it may belong to the same family, but it's totally different. It has a much dense texture and different fragrance reminiscent to a flower that I can't really put my finger on it. But this really helps enhance the flavors of this soup. So we take a common household spoon and practically slice off its skin. And when that's done, we'll chop it into nice rough pieces. Next up, I'm going to be cutting up some shallot and chop it also into small pieces. And now I'll present the main components that will go nicely towards this dish. I'm going to slice up some oyster mushrooms into bite-sized pieces. And I love their texture. It's not too soft, but also not too dense. It has the perfect consistency. Personally, every Asian dish should have a punch of heat to it. I could be wrong, but who knows, and who cares. I'm also going to add a slab of nature tofu. And what you're going to do is clean off the moisture with a kitchen paper, give it a nice pat to show that you appreciate it, and when that's done, you start slicing it up into little squares. And last, a nice big ass carrot. And what I'm doing here is peeling it off with a special peeler that leaves trails in it. Why is this necessary, you ask? I don't know, I just thought it would look fancy, that's all. And it does. So when you're done chopping up all of the ingredients together, we're going to chuck in the lemongrass, shallots, galangal root, and lime leaves into a boiling pot of water and let it gently simmer. Now at this point you're asking, Ollie, why isn't there any footage of the process? How come you didn't show us how to use these ingredients in the pot? Well, let me put it this way. In the life and time of every man, some mistakes occur and he has to deal with it. He must overcome these obstacles and understand that some mysteries in life cannot be answered. In other words, I pretty much fucked up the footage. Yeah, that can happen. But don't worry, up to this point you've done everything alright. And after the simmering, which should take about 30 minutes, you're going to strain all the juices into a clean pot, press out all the excess juices, and discard the rest. And when that's done, you're going to bring it to a boil and throw in the coconut juice and stir it nicely in until everything's well combined. And after 10 minutes, I throw in all the other ingredients. The chopped up oyster mushrooms, the tofu, and the carrots. Throw in about 3 tablespoons of palm sugar and give it a nice stir. And at that point, the whole kitchen smells great. You can smell all the fragrances and the aromas. And after 10 more minutes of simmering, we throw in the chili, stir it in, and that's it. You're pretty much done. And I just love to serve it with a nice bowl of white rice, garnish it with some fresh cilantro, and dig in. And let me tell you something, I just love the flavors. It's got really good taste to it, it's easy to make, and you can get all the ingredients in your local Asian supermarket. So, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you soon when I'm back in the kitchen, Ollie in the kitchen. Until then, take care.